Good afternoon, everybody. Hi. All right. Hi, everybody. All right, we're just waiting for our Facebook friends and Instagram friends to join us, and then I'm going to kick off the video. Hello there. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Hi, Lily. We're just hanging in there for a few friends, and then we're going to get started. It was Freedom Day in South Africa, so we had a little bit of a rest yesterday. A little bit of a strange one, considering that we can't really go out in South Africa at in this period. So here we go. I've got my South African earrings to commemorate the day. Okay, guys. So today I'm going to be talking about how to successfully learn English online. So how to become a successful online language learner. And everyone seems to be online at the moment. So I was kind of inspired by this fact. So hello, Abdulaziz. Did you know that there are roughly 1 billion people on Earth learning English at this moment? 1 billion. So that's a big number, right? So although many of these students do language immersions, like they go to other countries and they spend time at a school and within a country that is English medium, the majority are not in a position to do that. And so, of course, with that comes self-study. And today we have an incredible tool at our fingertips, which we can use to be a lot more successful. Once upon a time, self-study was a grammar reference guide and some grammar exercises, right? And if you were lucky, you were able to have a conversation with a real person. Nowadays, we have an extra special tool, and that is the internet, right? You're using it right now, and you're listening to me. So just right there is an example of how things have moved on. So today I'm going to chat to you more about how you can be a successful English language student. And there is a cost involved. Time and energy. I got you there, didn't I? All right. That is the cost that is involved. Time and energy. So I'm going to give you some tips on how you can be successful in your quest to self-study English. All right. So the first one is to get connected. And this does not mean get connected to the internet. Getting connected means signing up to a variety of different apps that you can use at any given time that will help you to increase your vocabulary, your reading skills, your listening skills. Two that come to mind that I recommend to students all the time are Memrise and Duolingo. I'm not affiliated to them. I use them quite a lot myself as well because I'm a language learner too. And you can use these apps in your downtimes as well. So you don't necessarily have to fix a moment in time for you to use them. So get connected to different apps. There are so many available for you out there that are completely free and will help you with specific areas in your language learning. You might be taking the IELTS examination, right? There are hundreds of apps that you can use to increase your IELTS vocabulary or practice your grammar for IELTS, for example. So go out there, do a little bit of research, and you will find something that will suit you. And dedicate those 15 to 20 minutes every day, or just on your downtime. So perhaps on your commute to work or to school, if you're commuting to work and to school at this time. For example, is a moment for you to use that. Or also just simple games like Scrabble. That will help you. Hello, Anna. That will help you increase your vocab. So get connected to what is available to you. And ask your friends. If you have if you know of other people that are studying English, ask them, what are you using to increase your vocabulary? So you need to sort of like start looking at other options, okay? Number 2, get organized. Hi. Hello, Parishu. Get organized. Now, what does this mean? It means that you need to set aside specific time to work on a skill per day. So you can get a notebook. I've got tons. Look, I've got one. This one here is my favorite. You're weird. I like it. I've got another one. Sorry, I love it when technology fails me. I've got another one. So get as many notebooks as you want that will help you to organize your studying. So there's another one. Girl power. There's something about that, right? So having different notebooks that you can use to focus on the various skills as you are studying will help you to go back and look at what you have studied, and also if you need to reach out to a teacher or a native speaker to help you with a certain aspect, you can just take a photograph of it and send it to them. But getting organized is extremely important because Because it will help you cultivate the need to sit down and take that time to study. So be strict with yourself and allow yourself that time to study. If you can only allow 30 minutes per day, then so be it. Hi, Lomi. Hi, guys. So be it. That's what you can. And then you can increase it as you can. Another tip is perhaps doing a placement test or an assessment test. And there are tons that you can do online. British Council, the Cambridge, Oxford, you can do their free placement tests that will give you an idea of your level of English, so that when you are using online resources, that you're not working at a level that is not appropriate to you. And with that, you can set realistic goals. I know that you've heard me speak about realistic goals, but it's really important that if you are an upper intermediate level, that you want to be focusing on upper intermediate and above, at least. Hi, Mazen. And then, of course, everything else is a bonus. All right, the third thing you want to focus on is variety. What do I mean about that? So it's very easy to sort of get stuck in the rut of doing the same things over and over again. You will get bored, and the whole idea of getting organized and setting a time for you to study is sort of going to go on holiday, because you will be bored with what you're doing. So variety. If you're doing reading, the Guardian Weekly news lessons are awesome. Dreamreaders.net, fantastic material for you to read and listen to at the same time. For listening, have you ever heard of Allo? Yeah. It's the English listening lesson library online. There are over 2,000 different lessons at different levels with different tests, grammar, listening, you name it, it's there. You can watch movies. You can watch series with English subtitles, right? Yes. And you can follow Movie Script, which is available on the Internet Movie Script database. Listen a Minute are fantastic 60-second talks that you can listen to. And then there are hundreds of different podcasts, guys. BBC, News Radio, Podcasting in English, Voice of America, very cool. Hi, Farzad. So those are tons of different ways that you can do your listening practice. You don't have to do the same things over and over and over again. And let's face it, not everybody has 2 hours to watch a movie, for example. So 60 seconds is all you need, a couple of times a day. Awesome. Writing. I know what you're saying, right? The first thing that you need to focus on is knowing why you're writing. So write for a purpose, guys. Get writing, even if it's on your PC. Open a Word document and know why you're writing. Start a blog about your learning experiences. Get other students involved in your blog. And then a very cool tip is product writing. this is a technique that we use in teaching English, and that is when we would like to have students produce a piece of writing that is a report or that's supposed to follow a certain format and schemata. We give them an example, a model to follow. So find examples of what you want to produce. If you want to produce a formal email, look for examples of formal emails and write so that it matches what you are studying. So that's product writing, very important. And then, of course, if you can get somebody to check it for you, that's amazing. For speaking practice, guys, there is a ton of different things that you can do, but one that works a lot at the moment, that not works a lot, that's the wrong way of putting it, but that a technique that you really need to consider is more about building the relationship, right? You can't just ask people, hey, do you want to chat with me? It's weird. People don't do that. So build relationships, get to know people on chat, be interesting, don't talk about the weather. And then once you get going, you can ask them to join their chat groups or organize a social event even. Pen Pal World is fantastic, guys. I'm going to link it later. Pen Pal World. This is a speaking practice site. So what you do is you write a profile about yourself, which is interesting, maybe a little intriguing. And then you search for people with similar interests to you. You send them a message introducing yourself with a couple of questions, make it interesting, of course, and slowly build your relationship. It's like dating, but for learning English. So cool, so free. Amazing. Another really cool tip is see if you can help a native speaker with something that you're really good at. For example, I'm terrible at technology, but I know at least 2 non-native speakers that are really excellent at technology, and by them helping me, they're practicing the English. So maybe that could work for you as well. And the very, very last tip I have for you guys is more specific if you have a little budget. So if you have a tiny little budget that you can include in this venture of yours, is finding a learning portal. What does that mean? It is finding a platform that you can depend on for expert feedback, micro lessons, social opportunities. It could be a school offering online services like English One, for example, but there are a couple of good, free, comprehensive, multimedia-based learning portals out there. You can go out there and find, just put in learning portals and you will find it. It's really important that if you can afford a tiny little budget that you do this, because you need somebody to touch base with every now and then to see how you're doing. This, of course, is if you are motivated to improve your language learning and take it to the next level, right? So getting feedback from a professional periodically is recommended. All right, so guys, keep that in mind. These are my my tips for you in order to be a successful English language student. Get connected, get organized, make sure you've got variety in all the skills, otherwise you're going to get bored and you're not going to continue. And if you can, find a learning portal. For a small budget, you can get professional feedback, but you can also find some pretty excellent, comprehensive multimedia platforms out there that can offer the same as well. With that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the talk I had today, that you got some good tips. I'm going to link some of the sites that I mentioned in my description box on underneath my video on YouTube. And who's this? Abdullah. I've never. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you. I will add all the information to the description box so that you guys can take a look at what suits you best. Feel free to drop me a line, a comment, reach out to us for any information that you may be looking for, or if you're interested in any of our English services. With that, I will love and leave you and see you tomorrow at 5:30. 5:30 for my next talk. Have a fantastic evening, and Juma Mubarak for those that are breaking fast. Bye-bye.